Hi, does your teen have a job? Does your teen want a job? There are 10 things that bosses are looking for. Well, there's a lot of things that bosses are looking for, but there are 10 things that bosses look for at the top of their list of what would make a great employee. And so your teen needs to know these tips and tricks to not only get a job and know how to talk in an interview, but then to keep the job. That is a problem many teens have today is keeping their job. So today I'm here to talk about the 10 things that bosses want in an employee. Hi, I'm Melanie from Parenting High Schoolers, and let's get started on my list. So first of all, this goes without saying, but some of our teens just aren't very good at this. Be on time. In fact, be early. This will go a long way towards the boss thinking, okay, that person is dependable. This kid knows that it is important that they need to be here, and they know that it is important to be ready to start at whatever time the shift starts. Another thing that they need to be willing in conjunction with being early is to be willing to stay late. Are they in the middle of a job? Is somebody else late to their shift? If your teen is willing to step in and fill in a space, or even just to finish a project, or just to make it obvious that they are willing to put in that extra step, that goes a huge, long way towards a boss being super pleased. Know what the boss and others like and dislike. This takes a while. Once your teen has been in a job for a while, they need to start looking around. They need to pay attention. Do they know that the boss it always likes a certain snack at a certain time? Maybe they could take it to them. Or maybe they see that the boss likes to have their work in a certain order. So your teen needs to learn, okay, well, I could always do it in that particular way. And these are little things that the boss will notice that your son or daughter has taken the time to pay attention and know these things. Build relationships. Your teen needs to be able to get along, and not just as friends at the job, which is always nice to have, but when working on a project, or when writing an article, or whatever the job entails, your teen needs to be able to get along with the people that are there as well. Any type of aggravation or discord between employees is always really hard on the boss. So teach your child to know the signs of irritating others. Have them know to look for different silent signals that maybe they're noticing that someone's turning away or rolling their eyes. These are signals that maybe something they're saying or doing might be annoying. So they need to watch out for those and try to prevent that, and ask, oh gosh, am I annoying you? Or what did I just say that was wrong? They need to be willing to put themselves out there to figure these things out. Learn to do new things. This is so important. Your child will be taught the things that need to be done. For instance, if they're working in a restaurant, they're going to be taught the procedure to wash dishes, or to set the tables, or whatever. But there are things that they could always be looking for to improve their time at a job. Ask, what else could I learn to do that would be helpful? It could be a myriad of things. So, and it just depends on the job, but they need to be willing to learn more. This will increase the chances that they keep their job. This will be increasing the chances that they might be promoted or get a raise. All of those things add up together. Anticipate what is needed. This is another great thing. It sort of goes along with knowing what people like and dislike, but when you're talking about a job, anticipating what is needed means knowing that certain things happen each day or each month or whatever the schedule is, and knowing that it's going to happen, so be ready for whatever that means. And that could look at a million different ways too, but just the boss also sees that your teen has realized, oh, this happens every Friday, and look, they're already there waiting, or maybe there's a delivery at that time or whatever. Your teen needs to be engaged in their work, not on their phones, not watching TV if there's a TV over in the corner, but doing their job. Now, there are always breaks, and your team needs to be made aware of that. And best scenario is that if they do have their phone at work, they only use it when they're in the restroom, and that it's face down the rest of the time. Unless they maybe tell their boss, hey, my mom has taken my sister to the doctor. Would you mind if I had my phone out? I'd like to know that everything's okay, or whatever the case may be, but not an all day, everyday situation. The phones need to be away. Don't get distracted on different websites. Don't be watching YouTube videos. These are all things that go without saying for us, but the teens sometimes don't realize that these are things that are not looked upon with favor. So they need to be engaged in their work. Look for ways to save time, which in ultimately would save money for a company. Maybe they see that it's taking a longer time to do a certain procedure, and they see that a step could be skipped, or maybe that this could be tried. Maybe that step needs to be there and they don't know why, but they could say, I've noticed that when we do XYZ, that maybe that Y step could be skipped, and this is what I'm thinking. And even if the boss says, we have to have that Y step because of whatever, that shows the boss that your teen has been thinking about ways to save time and money for the company. So I 100% would say that the boss at that point would say, hey, you know what? Just keep looking for things that you think could be improved on. These are ways that your teen can show they're engaged in their job, that they like their job, that they care. And that's ultimately what a boss is looking for. Let me see. Let me look at my list. Acknowledge what the boss says. Know that and this is true at home as well. Like a lot of times I'll say to whatever son I'm talking to, hey, would you do whatever? And if I don't get a response, then I don't know that they've heard it. And the same goes at a job. So they need to say, yes, mom, or you wouldn't necessarily say, yes, boss, but just some sort of acknowledgement, that, okay, yes, I heard that. If they're in the middle of something, they need to ask, is it okay? Do you need me to do that right this second? Or can I finish this last sentence? Perhaps they're in the middle of writing a piece of copy. Or, they'll probably start to learn to read the situation as well. Like if it's urgent, and it wouldn't otherwise be told to them or asked, then they're going to know, okay, I need to go do this right now. But there may be situations where kind of things come up occasionally, and they know that it's always better to ask or just say, okay, I'm going to do that right now. Is it okay that I leave this? That might be another way to put it. So all of these tips are great ways for your teen to keep a job. But these are also topics that might be coming up in an interview. So when your teen starts applying for jobs, they need to be willing to say, yes, I know how important it is to be on time. If they've applied for a job at a restaurant, I love to cook. I know I won't be starting on the line as a cook, but I would love to work my way up to that. Or talk about any experiences that they have had. So that's a whole another conversation. But just encourage your teen, A, to be looking for a job, and to be willing to do all of these things that I've just talked about to not only keep their job, but to do a really great job at it. So good luck to all those teens out there that are looking for jobs, and good luck when you get the job of keeping it, and just knowing that all of these conversations that you might have with a boss are so important. Have a great day. Thumbs up for my video, and I would love it if you would subscribe below. Thanks. Bye.